guys, it's Kevin Dermott. I'm here in our cemetery, and why am I here in our cemetery? It's because it's time for a new episode of It's Haunted. That is the series where we take a fictional story that is thought up on the spot and filmed on location. So, all right, guys, let's check out this new story. It is called Cemetery at Night. I'll only come to the cemetery during the day to tell you this story. Take a look at the land here. It's fine during the day, but at night they say you'll run into horrible things. Let me tell you some of the stories that happened around here. This particular grave, nondescript. Late at night, if you happen to come across this cemetery at night, something walks around this grave. They don't know what it is. Is it the spirit of the person who was buried? Or is it something else? I speculate it's something else. We don't know why. Whatever it is that walks these grounds come around this particular grave here. But that is what happened. But we think that it's something linked to something else that happened here a long time ago. But let's not talk about that yet. I'm going to show you something particularly peculiar next. Now, on this dirt mound here, something inhuman is seen. We don't know if it's an animal or something else, something non-human, but it lives here. It's seen only at night, but they'll see it rising from this mound, and it'll walk around on all four legs. It's a dark, featureless, four-legged entity that is seen around here. But the thing that is also known about it is it's been known to attack people, and it's also been known to be the cause for people to disappear. There is one known case of a survivor of whatever this creature is. He cannot talk. He can't even move. But when they found his remains, he was still alive. He's living in a coma right now, and only his friends who are with him know what happened, and they say he was attacked by whatever that dark creature is when they were hanging out drinking late at night on this dirt mound. This is one place I want to stay away from. I took you here for about a minute, and I'm going to leave because I do not want anything to happen to me. I know that they say this thing only comes out at night, but I don't want to become victim to whatever it is, even though it's daylight. My nerves are going right now. I'm shaking because of what is known to be lurking around here, and I'm fearing for my life. So let's get away from this thing right here. See those woods over there? That dirt mound is not the only place where people have been known to disappear. And there's plenty of stories about people visiting the cemetery at night and hearing something in these woods calling out to them. Some kind of voice that is very nondescript, except for it doesn't sound like it's particularly human, but they can make out the words, and it always seems to be calling them into the woods. It's a voice that calls out, and it is said that those who have come into these woods late at night after hearing that call, many of them have been known to disappear. So let's take a look, and I'll explain what has happened in these woods that could be an explanation for what caused all of these strange things to happen in this cemetery here. Now, there's a story about these stones. There was some kind of ritual that happened here. And then further on down the woods, there's another spot where they say other rituals were done. But this particular spot has been a spot where people have been said to raise the dead. And they do think that that entity that is seen by the one particular tombstone in the cemetery was raised during that ritual. They say 15 years ago, this spot right here, before all of this paranormal or demonic talk ever had been discussed at the cemetery, they say there was a ritual done right here to summon something not quite human, something demonic. Now, that was not the only ritual done here. This was 15 years ago, but there has been other rituals, and people are starting to see more things happening in the cemetery, and more people have been disappearing ever since this spot was changed to a different location. This table used to be thought to be an altar, and people were doing some kind of ritual, and something was summoned during that time. And there was a few stories that happened around then of people disappearing, but lately things have been happening more frequently, and a lot of people feel that they know what happened. And let me take you to that particular site that may be the cause of the rise of activity in this cemetery. 5 years ago, a new altar was placed in these woods. Here it is right here. Ever since this quote-unquote altar appeared here in this area, there's been more activity, and that is when the voice in these woods started summoning people at night. That's where this current rash of disappearances are said to have been started once there was a ceremony, a ritual to summon another demon, and that has been ever since this particular quote-unquote altar has been found in this area. Anyway, everybody in this area knows not to come at the cemetery at night, and those who do have become part of this story of the strange and demonic things to go on in this cemetery. So heed my words, stay away. And I'm going to leave right now before it gets dark and something might happen to myself. All right, guys, there you go. This episode we decided to call Cemetery at Night, and this the actual idea for this video came about a long time ago. Just the general thought. It was done as a haunted inspiration, and it was thought up as an idea for a yard haunt, actually. And it was the idea that you have a cemetery and then also have somewhere like in the woods you could have a different setting. So you could have like a cemetery setting and then some other kind of setting in the woods if you happen to have a property that had woods that you owned on the property. And we thought that it would be cool to have a cemetery on one scene, and then like a maybe some kind of ritualistic activity in the woods. So just the general idea of this was conceived in advance, but all the stories that I thought up for this particular episode were thought up on the spot, all the details that we discussed in it. Anyway, guys, that's about it. Just wanted to go over how the video was conceived. And anyway, happy haunts. See you on the next video, and subscribe to our channel. Bye, guys.